There was another controversy yesterday stirred by Donald Trump. I want you to look at this graphic of one of his tweets. I'm sure that you have seen this, but this is an image of Hillary Clinton alongside $100 bills and then a star that is the shape of the Star of David. It bears the words, "most corrupt candidate ever." 2 hours later, Donald Trump deleted that tweet. He tweeted out a new one without that Star of David. And you can see there was a lot of criticism over this, including from conservative blogger Eric Erickson. Obviously has had issues with Donald Trump. He said a Star of David, a pile of cash, and suggestions of corruption. Donald Trump again plays to the white supremacists. This was a big unforced error. Why does this keep happening?
Look, Eric Erickson is a person who has his own agenda. He's part of the Never Trump movement. He's upset that he hasn't been part of a winning campaign in a long time. And look, a tweet is a simple tweet, and the bottom line is you can read into things that aren't there. You know, this is a simple star, and to make an accusation.
Wait.
Here's what I'm saying. Eric Erickson is part of the Never Trump movement.
You're saying that that is a simple star, a simple star that you would expect, you know, like a star that you would give a child, a sticker, the star that would be used in things would have 5 points, not 6. You're saying that people are reading too much into this.
It's the same star that sheriff's departments across the country use all over the place to represent law enforcement. And to read into something that isn't there is you know what, I think, again, that's the mainstream media trying to attack Donald Trump for something that really isn't there. So they put a new tweet up with a circle. The message is the same. Let's look at the message. The message is that Hillary Clinton is corrupt and that the FBI is investigating the leading Democrat frontrunner.
And why did they pull it and then send out the new tweet with, instead of that star, and it wasn't a 5-point star, it was a circle the next time they did it? He did it the next time he did it.
The bottom line is, again, the bottom line, this is political correctness run amok. If this would have been a star next to Hillary Clinton and didn't have the cash behind it, no one would be questioning this. This is the mainstream media trying to read into something. And here's the thing. You have to remember where the sources are coming from. Eric Erickson is a person who's part of the Never Trump movement. He has been against Trump from day one, and that's okay, and he's entitled to do that. But at the end of the day, the message is very clear. Hillary Clinton is under investigation from the FBI. She went in this weekend for a 3.5-hour interview because she didn't want to be subpoenaed, and her husband is trying to intervene in this case by meeting with the Attorney General, not to talk about golf and to talk about grandchildren. That conversation doesn't take 30 minutes. The real question is the FBI going to make the right recommendation? Because if it were you or I or anyone else in the American public, we'd be indicted by now.